Okay, it is Memorial Day 2016, and made it a long weekend. Took Friday off to be able to work on the house because the weather was going to be good. So we got a lot of work done on the roof. As you know, we've been kind of either rained out or winded out because just too much wind for us to work up on the roof. So, and my son-in-law, Mino, he finally we were able to get him to come up and help this weekend. So we got a lot done, and I showed the pictures. I got the front, we got the front section, all the roof decking down, and we're working on the back side of the house now. So once we get those main panels down, then we can start working on the trim bits, the ridge cap and all that. But anyhow, in the meantime, what I've been working on here is inside. Now, my last video, I showed a little bit of it, but it had gotten dark, so it was hard to see. So now we can get a good look at it. Pardon the mess, kind of in the middle of it. But this is this is going to be the guest bathroom, and I just bought for simplicity's sake, we bought a one-piece tub and shower, and it's kind of interesting, really. Those are kind of hard to come by. I mean, they do sell them, but I guess they're not real popular. But I like them because they're so much better than using a tub and then a separate surround, because when you caulk those joints and everything, they get nasty, and no matter what kind of caulk you use, they still get moldy, and it's hard to clean. So this being an entirely one piece is low maintenance. That's the important bit. Easy to clean, easy to take care of. So anyway, that'll be the tub, and that's where it's gonna go. And you notice this section of wall here is done in 2x6, so there's plenty of room for all the drain pipes and stuff to go down, because immediately on the back side of this tub we'll have the washing machine. So that way it just kind of keeps the plumbing neat and tidy, because we'll just have one service coming up, and it'll serve both the bathtub and the washer and dryer. So then of course the two drains, they'll drain together as well, so they can share a common leg of the plumbing drain. So then, I've been working on the doors. They're a bit complicated, and some people, they either love them or they hate them, the pocket doors. But I like them because they're so space efficient. You don't have to worry about this whole corner being useless because of the swing of the door, and so that's why I made the extra effort to put them in. And if they're done right, they're good, and they're very durable, and they'll last. So, and the 2x10 header is probably a bit overkill for this, but it's what I had left over, so that's what I'm using. And technically, I tried reading the building code, and it's like trying to read the I don't know, the Ferengi policies and procedures or something, because the house is built with trusses and there's no load-bearing walls. I don't think the headers are required, but since they are attic trusses, and if there were ever a load to be, weight to be put up there, it won't hurt, certainly won't hurt to have these it's just as much effort one way as it is the other to frame it in with a header or without, so I'm just doing it. So, and then this is the, I guess you would call this the second or third bedroom. They're both identical in size, so it's not like one's any bigger than the other. And then there's the other one over there. And there's your pocket door. Very nice. Now, of course, we'll have, I'll paint these. This is just primed at the moment. And I'll put the hardware, put the hardware in. People talk about, how they don't like them because the latches never work and all this, that, and the other, but that's because they weren't installed properly. And the framework that was used, when they were put in wasn't robust enough. So, you'll notice you got 3 2x4s right here, and that will keep it from moving around, and it'll stay in place, and the latches will line up and everything like they should. And then here, for the utility room, you see we're in the beginning stages where I've cut the hole out to frame it. You have to remember, in a pocket door, the hole is twice as wide as the doorway. So that's why you have this big giant gaping hole right here. And then also above it, in the doorway, we're going to have a little transom. And it's not going to be like a working one. It's just going to be a glass, window type transom. And what that'll do is that will help add natural light to the hallway here, which would normally be pretty dark once the house is all done up and all the walls are, sheathed up and everything. So during the day, that little transom there will help shed some natural light into the hallway area. So that was Tammy's idea, actually. I didn't even think of it. So, and then once we get all these doors framed up, of course I've still got this one to do over here and then the ones on the other side. Then we can start working on our rough-in plumbing and electrical. So it's coming together ever so slowly, but this is where a lot of the detail work's going to start to happen. All the little tricky bits to make sure everything sets up and lines up properly. And this will be the master bedroom over here. So this is the master bedroom area. It's nice and roomy, nice and big. It'll be very spacious. And then that will be the master bath right here. And I'm going to have a humongous shower that I'm going to build. We'll make it out of tile and then have the glass, custom glass enclosure. Because the one thing, the reality of it is that people take showers 99.9% of the time, so it makes sense to have a good shower. And trying to do it in the tub, I'm a big guy, I'm 6'2", and you're always banging into the wall, you're hitting the shower head every time you reach up to wash your pits or whatever, so it's a royal pain. So I'm gonna make mine where it suits me, and it'll still be good for whoever, not that I'm gonna care, this is my final home here, but whoever would buy the house later, it'll be suitable for anybody of any height, because the shower area is going to be big enough to where you'll have, an area where you can stand and not get wet, and then walk over, and it'll just be a vertical, rain type shower with, plenty of velocity, so it's a good hard hitting shower, feeling good and all that. So anyway. And then we'll have our walk-in closet for the master bedroom here. And, you know, the one thing about, you know, keeping a house neat, you know, as they say, a place for everything and everything in its place. Well, I mean, you have to have a place for your stuff. And, you know, if you don't have enough places, then you just got too much stuff and you need to pare it down, or, you know, you need to have a nice closet. So now we're not clothes fiends or anything like that, but, you know, still it's important to have a nice roomy walk-in closet. And then the hatch to the storm shelter will be down here in the floor somewhere. I haven't decided on how we're going to do that yet. Well, one thing at a time. So then we'll have Tammy's massive pantry, kitchen pantry. We'll get out here and look at it, and it'll be nice and deep. Lots of storage for everything, because we're going to have, again, in the concept of building this house, it's, you know, idea is to be way overbuilt, very sturdy, but also with an eye for efficiency and cost. So, you know, we're not going to have a bazillion custom cabinets that are, you know, very expensive. So we're just going to have a simple, in this little alcove here, you know, the refrigerator will go here. And I think we changed our plan. I think we're going to go ahead and put the stove in here so we can have like a range hood over it and all that. And then you know, the microwave can be there and so forth. And then we'll have an island out here that'll have the kitchen sink and our counter space. And that will be pretty much it. You know, you'll have your base cabinets for that, and then you'll have your base cabinets on each side of the stove over there for whatever miscellaneous stuff that you may need. But face it, anytime you have cabinets, you know, you just got crap stuck in them, and they're unwieldy. You know, you can't get to everything, and it's just a royal pain, so why bother? My point. You know, you can have a pantry where everything stays neat. And the good side effect of that is that the kitchen always looks, you know, guest ready. You know, you don't have stuff and crap piled everywhere. So that's a good thing. So anyway, that's it for the moment. I'm going to get back to work on my door over here, and we'll be back later.
We'll get in there, so. It's very hot. You can talk.
Daddy, if he gets a big...
Yep,
Don't want me to come and jump in there.
we're getting there, slowly but surely.
It's fine, Mommy.
Yep. Last bit of metal going on, huh? Today. I mean, the last part of the roof.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it all done.
Hope so.
At least this breeze
I'm going to sit on this.
is nice.
And this over here is what you call a redneck pool. Say hi, Sophie.
Hi.
All right,
So we managed to get the backside of the big roof panel sections done. And we just have a few of the little panels on the porch roof. You know, we left those off so we had a place to drag the long roof panels up. As if we'd have put all the short ones on there, then they would have got all scratched up. So, but we're not going to be able to finish that bit today, but that's okay. So let me take you up topside here and let you have a look. As I've said in the past, I have a very healthy respect for heights. Now, see, we left this one section undone, so we had a place to drag these long roof panels. They're like, each one of them's like 21 feet long. And if we had the short porch panels on there, they'd have gotten all scratched up and boogered up. So, but main thing we wanted was to get these on, so when our next monsoon comes, you know, this underlayment is you know, it's good for like 6 months, but I don't want to push the envelope too much. So, but it's a rather large expanse of roof here, as you can tell. It's actually 63 feet from one end to the other. And my son-in-law, Mino, he's screwing down the ridge cap right now. That'll keep any water out of the ribs from running down. So it's really kind of neat how a metal roof works, because everything like overlaps each other. You know, the ridge cap overlaps the roof panel, and the roof panel comes down and overlaps the transition flashing. I'll take you over here and show you. Oh, forgot we got it all done. But that's a transition flashing. That goes down before anything. And then the main section of roof panel goes over that transition flashing. Then the transition flashing goes over the porch roof section, which is a different pitch. So this is 612, which is a rather steep pitch. It means the roof rises 6 inches for every foot. So that's why Mino's up there doing that, because I'm too chicken, to be totally honest with you. Plus, with the pollen and the dust, you can see these roof panels are just slicker than owl crap. So I feel relatively comfortable here on the porch section. That's like a 312, but that 612 was a challenge. And then we also have there's our gable flashing, which laps over that and then goes over the side of the edge of the roof. And then I'll have trim coil, which will go up underneath that. So that's how I will get with all that done. But for now, as you can see, the sun is starting to set, so we're going to rapidly run out of daylight here. So it's not a bad day's work for just the two of us. We didn't get started. Yeah, you wasn't able to get here till about 1 o'clock. So in about, say, 6.5, 7 hours, we managed to get all this done. He's quick. I have a hard time keeping up with him. And another nifty view of the farm. It's my my geothermal ground loop trenches at We still haven't got them all filled in yet, but we're working on it, slow but sure. We got the ones on the other side of the driveway done, but... And there's my princessly granddaughter, Sophie.
Wave to the camera, son.
Yay. Yep. Nothing like being in the grandma business, I'll tell you. You can just spoil the dickens out of them. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll have some aerial footage with my drone, but wait, I don't have a drone anymore because I went out to fly it one day and I think the radio went bonkers on it or something because now I'll say, you know, my sorry piloting skills notwithstanding, but the controls didn't respond and didn't do anything. The thing just took off and flew out over into that field over there across the railroad tracks. And that's actually like waist deep. I don't know what it is he's growing over there, but I went over there and tried to find it with no luck. And somehow ended up losing my wallet too. So anyway, that was an interesting weekend. But anyhow, that's about it for today. This is what we managed to get done on our weekend. I got some more stuff done inside the house, but it's going to be too dark to video in there, so I'll have to save that for the next one. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned.